The Carriage of Zaytouna alley, inspired by true whispers from the old Medina of Morocco. Chapter 1. A New Beginning in 26. Yusuf El-Misbahi, a 32-year-old antique restorer from Casablanca, moved to after inheriting a small riad in Zaytouna alley, a tight, crumbling lane in the ancient Medina. He hoped for a fresh start after a bitter divorce, away from city noise, closer to history. The neighbors, mostly elderly, welcomed him, but they avoided looking at his house for long. When he asked why, a child whispered, "It's where the carriage stops." At night, Yusuf laughed it off. Superstition, until the first knock at midnight. Chapter 2. The Knock and the Whispers. Then came the sound of a wooden wheel creaking, followed by a single knock on his door. At exactly 12:17 a.m. Yusuf heard hooves outside, though no cars or animals were allowed in the narrow alleys. He opened it, no one, and small burnt marks. But on the ancient stone, he saw something odd. Muddy hoof prints. The next night it happened again, and again. Then the dream started of a blindfolded woman dressed in black, whispering in a language he couldn't understand, holding a candle with a dying flame. Behind it, a bricked-up room filled with rotting wood, black feathers, and a wooden cradle on the wall, burnt into plaster. Chapter 3. The Hidden Chamber. Exploring the cellar. Weeks later, Yusuf broke through an old sealed door. No child survives the ride. Shakin, he called, a local scholar of occult history. The old man came, entered, and fainted immediately. He later confessed. Its driver was faceless, dressed in rags. In the back, a blindfolded woman stared at him with her covered eyes. This house once belonged to a woman named Lala, burned alive for riding with devils. The Carriage returns. For souls. Chapter 4. The fire that spoke. The night of Ashura, Yusuf heard children outside playing with firecrackers, but the sounds grew louder, unnatural. He peered out and saw no one. Suddenly, all candles in the riad lit by themselves. The temperature dropped. Then his front door swung open by force. On the street stood an old wooden carriage, burning but not consumed. "Who's the little girl upstairs?" But there were no children. At night he began seeing faces in mirrors, his own voice speaking from corners of the room. Then she whispered, "Ride with me." Just once. Yusuf screamed. The carriage vanished, but his floor was scorched. Chapter 5. The Disappearance. He tried to leave, but every time he packed, something would stop working: his phone, his car battery, even buses. On the 7th week, his cousin Fatimah visited. She went pale upon entering and said, that night Yusuf vanished. All that was found was a burnt candle, hoof prints in the tile, and a black feather in his bed. Based on records from a real report filed in Ardingili.